Okay, a quick walkthrough on how to log in and what to do. Now, first of all, my apologies for all the emails. We're just testing a project plugin bits code as part of this phase in the project. Remember, it's all proof of concept for us with this part of the project. So we'll work it out. Now you received an email to log in. You can log in by clicking on here, or you can log in by clicking on there. Both will lead you to the same page. So if I click on team login, I'll get this here. And you will have received an email to click and reset the password and things like that. Now that might have gone lost in the email. So what we do here is I'll just give it a mock-up name. Sorry, test, and I just type in a few passwords and I click login. So it tells you from hey, you have the wrong password or anything like that. What you do is click on lost password, and then you can enter in here your first initial with your last name, all in lower case. So it would be DB. All right, and get new password. Now there's no account with this username, so I'm just going to try something else and get new password. So I'll be sent an email to click on that link, and that will lead you to a login page where you can update your username and password. Okay, now I'm going to hop out here. Would I have got my username and password, then I can log in, and that will bring me to this page. This page is a project manager page. On there you will find your project, your task, and a calendar. So we click on the umbrella project, that's what we're part of. Here's your task list. Here is the overview, so we can see the activity and the tasks, how many tasks there are. So I probably don't have any here because I have to this account is none assigned to it. I can see how many comments and things like that. I can hop into the discussion area and add a new discussion. So at the moment we have this discussion and I can participate in that. I then can say who I want to notify, or notify all users, or notify nobody. Okay. Again, we have to work that out how that's going to work. We might not go further with this code after this feasibility study, but we'll find out. Milestones and files and activities. So this is all the stuff that's been happening. So let's forget about that. Let's only focus on the task list. So in the task list you have prepare for workshop. You'll be asked to review the survey results online. Alright, so you can click on the deliverables, and here you can see what we got so far. So the art industry survey report, what we done here, we just had to look at the hobbyists and then at what percentage and the answers were. You can work through it. Yeah, so I can go back and I can see the survey results. So these are all the detailed responses. So on this question here, we got a hobbyist responded 32 times, professional artist 28 times, etc., etc. Now some of these answers are a bit convoluted because what will happen that a hobbyist might have selected professional artists as well, or a professional artist might selected art supported business as well. So they won't add up to the total of participants, if that makes sense. All right, so we've done the same thing here. Click on the back again. Customer survey report, same thing. You see, we've made nice little graphs. We queried the data. We made some assumptions here and there. If we did, they've been described under here. So that is sort of the results of the surveys. Okay, the three V's. The three V's we start off with. So basically, what that means is that we have the vibe, the visibility, and the value. So each idea or project or anything will be tested against the three V's. So it will be tested against how it relates to the vibe, how it relates to the visibility and the value. Then what we end up with is a footprint scoring. So we have the three, the assessment, the ranking, and the planning. And we'll work that out a bit further as we go along. These are the umbrella focus. So these are the focuses. So we have access to information focus, engagements, and audience building, funding and relocation, marketing and promotion. So each of these we brainstormed and we said, okay, well, what does access to information and resources mean? So we set up the definition. So that's what it means. We then say, what are the benefits, the cultural benefits? Then we say, what are the stakeholder benefits? And then the argument we used in the grant. So the grant to get this part of the project started. Okay. We've done the same thing with stakeholder profiles. So for example, we have a profile called art collectors and groups. So within that, what we said, okay, so these are the art collectors and groups. We believe they have these needs. We believe they have these problems or pain points or things that stop them from progressing. We see they have these distribution channels, so they have physical venues, online platforms, art events, and local businesses. We have these object alignments. So what that means is that how do they align with further stakeholders, and how does this stakeholder align with the grant? And then we say, well, okay, for what are the benefits we can provide? So we can provide an enhanced exposure, we can provide research efficiency, we can provide community support, etc., etc. Then we have some examples in regards to what we mean with collaboration, what we mean with promotion, what we mean with facilitation. And then we're addressing the distribution channels. So for example, online sales platforms assist with the collective in setting up and managing online stores and galleries where they can sell their work collectively. So these are sort of general things for the arts and collectives group. So art collectives and groups, sorry. Yeah. So all these things must fit within that definition, if that makes sense. Okay. So then we go back to the deliverables. Now our deliverables for this part of the project was the survey, which we have completed. Danielle finished that. We done a number crunching in the background and we came up with these reports. So all that stuff, so the 3 V's, the umbrella focus, the stakeholder profiles and the deliverables are something you have to review prior to workshop. So it gives you a bit of an idea of what we got so far. The stakeholder profiles obviously enables us to box the people into little boxes. So local artist, this is what it means. A cultural institution, this is what it means. A local business, this is what it means. All right? So we're not going to confuse local businesses with tourists and visitors and things like that. They might have the same needs, they might have the same problems, but they're two distinct, different entities, right? And that is important for the future in the project, because an entity might become responsible for the deliverable of a task or a deliverable of a project, or even paying for it. So if we say the local business pays for it, we don't expect tourists to come and donate money to the project, if that makes sense. Okay. The umbrella focus, that is the focus for this project at this point in time. So what we're trying to address is from how do we address access to information, how do we engage in audience building, etc., etc., etc. And those focuses must relate throughout the whole project, because that is the testing points. Those are the testing points within our grant. and we will use these to apply for future grants. All of those will be tested against the 3 fees. So all the ideas, all the focus or pain points, all the stakeholders, all the deliverables. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, once you've been through it and you're still logged in, all right, so we can hop onto the home page, quickly go to team login and see you're still logged in. I can click on my umbrella, and that's where you find your tasks. Again, this bit of the website, the project, is still what we're testing. We're testing a few bits and pieces to see if it works. We might end up with a social media thing. We might end up with a complete different thing, but you guys are just the test bunnies at this point in time. Okay, so we log out, and that's it. Now, once again, to get into the team login, just type in team login, enter your username, which is your first name initial, only one. So if you have 2 first names, we only use the first one, and use full surname. Then enter a password. If you do not know your password, just enter something in and then click login, and it will bring you to the password reset page. You see here, password field is empty or wrong or whatever. Then click on lost your password, enter in your username, which will be the first letter of your first name and your full surname, all combined, all one word, all lowercase. Click get new password and you will be sent a link. Okay, hope that makes sense.